We've been given 20 grand from Kincrome to build a 4x4 that's going to have to drive some of the toughest tracks in Australia.
Now to do this, we could have done any number of engine, cab or chassis swaps, but as you know, here at Aussie Arovos, we're fans of keeping things simple. There's only one car that really fits the bill, and that is the GU Patrol.
5 teams, 5 unique builds. We've gathered a bunch of our great mates to take on Tasmania's toughest terrain, testing their skills, their rigs, and their resilience, all in support of men's health this November. This is Kincrome Build Wars.
Welcome back to Aussie Arovos, and yes, you heard correctly, we've actually gone and purchased ourselves a new car, and of course it's a Patrol, that shouldn't be a surprise. Now, this is all part of Kincrome's Build Wars Challenge, where you're going to see Aussie Arovos team, which is me, Dan and Paddy, taking on some of the other Kincrome ambassador guys. They're all doing builds of their own, and pretty much the aim is to build a four-wheel drive to drive tough tracks.
Now, when we got the call about this little trip, the first car that came to mind was this. Now, my mate Az was selling this 2002 GU Patrol. We ended up picking it up for 9 grand, which we think was a good price, but let's get into some of the finer points of what you get when you get a 9 grand GU. So the biggest question on your mind might be, that's a nice car, but what is under the bonnet? Well, let's get right on into it.
It's something new.
Under here is arguably Nissan's finest engine. The big 4.8.
Yeah, it's this is new to both me or all of us. I'd actually never driven in one his prior to getting this car. So I'm a diesel boy. I've only ever had the TD42. Dan's got his smaller capacity 4.2 litre, which is carburetted. So this is like a step up in every way, shape and form.
This is displacement and modern car things. We got fuel injection, we got computers.
Twin overhead cams.
Actual power.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
So let's get one thing straight. This trip is not going to be driving up dirt roads and easy country touring. This is going to be some hard tracks.
Yeah, and when you look at the platform of a GU Patrol, there really isn't too many engine options that fit that bill. And so really the 48 was the only choice. Like, we needed something that's going to be happy to sit in the high revs. We wanted something that's reliable, something that's, going to be able to just cop abuse effectively.
We just needed it to make good power without spending money on it, essentially.
Yeah, exactly right. At the end of the day, we're working within a 20 grand budget, and as Dan mentioned before, the fact that we're able to pick this up for 9 grand, it does sound like a hell of a deal, but yeah, we'll show you around a few of some of the not so pretty parts, and that might justify a bit of the price, but all that matters is we got the good motor and we got the good platform.
That's it.
Now, the best thing about this car is it's already sort of got half the mods we need. So we've got a steel bull bar up the front. We've got a set of Razzler scrubbies and sliders. So that's our side protection.
That's it. And we've also got a set of good mud tyres. They're a little bit worn, so we might be changing them out. And you may have noticed it's already got a 2-inch lift.
At the back, it's already got a steel rear bar, which is pretty cool, with a swing away for the tyre, so that's handy.
Yeah, it's also got a swing away for a couple of jerry cans on the other side, although that's not on there at the minute.
It's even got a gull-wing, Dan.
Yeah, nothing.
How many cars come with a gull-wing these days? Now, it's also already got a safari snorkel on the front, so that'll make sure we don't have any water ingress issues, which I'm sure we'll be saying that'll come up in our travels. And pretty much, really, the fact that this already has all those exterior mods is a huge bonus, because obviously we're working on a budget, and to go and fit out a car full of bar work isn't really that cheap. So it's awesome that it's already got that stuff, and we can focus in putting our money into things that are really actually going to help us in getting further on those tracks.
So that's all the mods you can see on the car covered, but let's talk about the mods you can't see, and these are what's going to really make a difference for getting us on our way for this trip. So starting from the front, this thing's already got a front diff locker in it.
Yeah.
It's got a 2-inch lift, and it's got a couple of big long-range tanks in it, which with a 48 are going to be
I think we're definitely going to need those ones.
Yeah, it's going to matter.
Speaking of the engine as well, it's also got some power upgrades too.
It does. So I guess it's got an exhaust on it, which is important. I don't know about power, but
you got to make sure people know you're coming, they can hear you coming.
That's it. It's also got a uni chip on it, which has got 2 tunes already in it, so one for 91 and one for 98.
Yeah, so if we feel like we're burning through the juice too much, we can make sure we spend a little less with 91.
If we want that little bit more pep, we can chuck
that's it. If we need
a couple
hundred
litres of 98 in this thing. So moving into the interior of the car, you'll notice we've got a couple of nice, comfy XR6 seats, which will be good on the trip to keep us where we're meant to be and not falling about too much. You'll also see it's got a new aftermarket head unit in it, which will be good for the tunes, very important. We've also got, and this will confuse Liam very much, this is called an automatic transmission. You put it in D for drive and then you drive. Now let's take a look in the back with Liam.
So in the back, she's pretty standard. We just got the the passenger seats, which I think it's just me and Dan running this trip, so we won't need these. And we'll have a quick look in the back too, because there's already like a full drawer set up as well, which is pretty good. That's got a gas strut on it. That's handy, because I'm sick of our parents' wagon door always just falls on you. We did mention this thing has a rear bar. This one's like swung separately to the door, which obviously it's a bit of extra work, but if you're hanging a big tire off the back, it's probably better for the health of the door, I would say.
Yeah, it actually amazed me. I went to swing this door the other day, and unlike my GQ, it was like, whoa.
It keeps going.
That doesn't weigh as much as a tire.
But yeah, and it's got, you said that's a high lift jack point.
Yeah, yeah, Az told me that's a high lift jack mount.
Yeah, so that's probably gonna get a workout too. So yeah, we jump in the back here, and as you'll see, we've got a big spot for a fridge, which is super handy. Somewhere to keep the beers cold. We've got like a little 12-volt control panel. There's storage all in here for like fluids and stuff, so like brake fluids, a bit of octane booster if we feel like we need it. There's also a spot for a second battery there. That's something we'll get into shortly, the 12-volt stuff. And a nice big drawer too, which I reckon this is just gonna be loaded with parts probably. But yeah, it's like already set up, like even like a cargo rack, like in there. So it's pretty crazy to think that we've got all these mods already in here, which is gonna be super
and the
handy.
drop-down table.
Oh yeah, this is the best part of every GU wagon. I'm sure everyone has one of these. This is where we'll make our little sandwiches for lunch.
Exactly.
Now, one thing you might notice about the back of this patrol, it is particularly muddy. And I know Dan mentioned that this did have a bit of a 4x4 past life. It was definitely used. I think it's going to be good knowing that we can drive the car and not be worried if we drive it perhaps into a hole full of water, knowing that it looks like it's already sat in one for a period of time at some point in its life based on that high tide mark.
There's a bit of a mark there. Look, I did tell the boys I'm not going to get emotionally attached to this car, and therefore we'll actually be able to drive it hard.
That's half the purpose, I think, of this car, is the fact that we can go and do like stuff we probably wouldn't normally like to, but because we're not in our, precious little patrols, we can just take this one instead.
So as Liam mentioned, this does have a 12-volt dual battery system in it already, so you've got a few outlets at the back.
It's actually a tri-battery system.
A tri-battery system, yeah, that's a good point. All right, you've got your main battery, as all cars do. Then you've got what I would consider your secondary battery. So you've got your charger feeding the secondary battery, which is actually under the bonnet. And then that is linked directly to the third battery, which is in the back here. So you're essentially combining the capacity of your two secondary batteries, I suppose.
But that's good, because it just we should have plenty of, power won't be an issue.
Well, that's it. We're not going to have to spend, I think we'll have to replace the batteries because they have sat for a long time.
Yeah, and a couple of them are...
I drove this thing home. It's got a dual display on the front. So the main battery was reading, 13, 14 volts. Secondary, 3.5.
Okay, yeah.
Probably
so there's a bit of work that needs to be done there.
So we'll look at chucking a couple of new batteries in it, but most of the money's already been spent on setting that system up.
Yeah.
So that's the car as it sits right now, but obviously there's plenty of work to go into this thing until it's ready. So let's give this thing a wash, get it in the shed, get to work, and get it ready for our trip.
So does it run?
Oh, it runs.
It runs.
Purrs like a kitten.
Listen to that. All right. There's a weird knock sound that we haven't diagnosed yet, but we'll get to it. Yeah.
There's a weird light on the dash.
Already?
I don't know what that's about. It's orange and it's in the shape of an engine.
What is it? What's it
Hey,
doing?
Liam, what's that light for?
Which one? Oh no. Did it do that before?
Nah.
Oh, all right.
Fresh features.
Good thing he's an auto electrician. He'll figure it out.
Needs its limiter checked, that's what it is.
No.
No? See if the oil pressure...
There's too many cobwebs in there.
See if the oil pressure comes up. The battery terminal might just be loose again.
Nah, still there.
Ah. Yeah, we'll put a bit of tape over that.
Yeah.
It could just be the uni chip too. I don't know, it hasn't done that before.
Oh well,
See
should
if
be
it
right.
goes away. Hey, it's gone. Oh, it's back again.
It seems to run fine.
Yeah.
Look, it's not an issue until it becomes an issue.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
You're not.
You ready to get wet, Dan?
Unimportant. Let me put the windows up.
Now we've got quite a bit of work to do to this thing, so we wanted to start by giving it a good clean top and bottom. That way when we're working on it and crawling underneath, we don't have piles of dirt and mud falling in our faces. So with the patrol clean and Dan's driveway now a mess, we're ready to roll it back into the shed so we can take a good look at it and see what needs fixing.
All right. Where to first? I reckon we get the car reliable for a start.
Yeah.
And then start.
Modify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
What's the rag on the battery for?
Yeah, I made a bit of a discovery before you guys came over, and I thought I'd wait and see if you could work out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, well, I can see that this cable up here is worn through, and on the other side has been earthing out on the bonnet as well.
Yeah. Viscous hub? What's the fan like?
Oh, it moves both ways.
Oh, that's tasty. Look at that. All right. Well, let's get a list going. Get a bit of cardboard or something and start writing a list.
Good shout.
I'll get a big bit of cardboard.
Yeah.
When you've got a car like this one that needs quite a few things fixed, it's a great idea to start writing a list so you can keep track of everything that needs to be replaced.
Do you guys think this will be a big enough piece of cardboard?
Our first step is to go over the car and diagnose any obvious things that need replacing, as well as general service items as well.
What are we doing first? Maintenance?
Yeah, I would say this is, well, let's treat it as if, just as we've gone out and bought a second-hand car for ourselves. Just like any time I would buy a second-hand car, the first thing I do would be a full general service.
Yeah, all right. So
oil filters, belts.
Fan hub on here. There's, we already know that's a no-go.
Whenever you buy a second-hand car, it's a really good idea to do all the standard serviceable items, as you can't be too sure how well it was looked after by the previous owner. We also made sure to have a good look on the underside of the car for any obvious issues. That way we can add them into the parts list before we go and purchase it all.
So the boys have had to head off, but I'm going to get started on the electrical on the GU. Now, I think this is a good idea with any car you buy second-hand, especially a four-wheel drive that's got, lots of additions or lots of modifications thrown at it. There's obviously lots of aftermarket wiring. Now, I'm not going to go 100% on this. I don't want every wire to be, running perfectly in line and everything to be as pretty as it would be on my own car. I'm just going to get it good enough that hopefully this thing doesn't give us any dramas while we're on our trip. So I've already managed to strip a fair bit of the wiring out from off the second battery under the bonnet. Now, a bit of that leads back under the dash, so I'm just going to have to take a couple of the dash panels off and start tracing where some of that goes. Now, most of this would probably be fine, but I'm just trying to strip out anything that's not going to be necessary just to avoid any complications if we do have to trace any wiring through later. Now, in taking the center switch panel off, I actually found the wiring behind it's really neat. I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. Normally, it is just rainbow spaghetti behind the dashboard, so that's been done really well. I'm just going to go through with a test light and ID what these wires are, and then I'll just cable tie them up under the dash for now. Now, this car had like reverse lights and work lights and that on the roof rack, and I'm tipping that's what all this was for, but it's all been taken off, so hence it's not necessary right now. Now that I've taken out all the unnecessary wiring off the secondary battery, I'm just waiting to see if it charges to see if we're going to reuse that or if we'll end up putting a new secondary battery in it. So while that's on the charger, I'm just going to start having a look at what's going on with the main battery wiring. It's pretty busy over here as well, so same as we did over there, we're just going to go through, see if there's anything that's unnecessary that we can just get rid of out of the car and tidy up a few things while we're here.
Just like the other side, there was plenty of wiring here that could be cleaned up and even removed. I also did chase quite a few of the wires back into the dash. Now with all that cleared out, we could throw the battery that had been charging back in, and it was already starting to look a lot neater and a lot safer.
Alright, so that's it for wiring on the GU for now. Now I managed to strip out heaps of unnecessary wiring and tidy up what we're actually keeping in the car. Now I'm still waiting to get a new start battery because that one isn't the right size for this car, but for now let's get this thing over to Paddy and Liam's shed, get it on the hoist and start having a look at some mechanical servicing.
So we've got the big patrol up at our shed so we can use the hoist. Dan brought this thing up today so we can do a full service on it. So Dan's gone and bought a bunch of different parts.
Yeah, I've been to Super Cheap, got all the oils and batteries to get this thing sorted, and then to patrol apart, we've got all the genuine filters, hoses, belts and everything to get this thing all sorted out.
Yeah, so by rights, by the end of today, this thing should be running like a dream. So yeah, I guess we better not waste any time. We've given this thing a warm up so we'll get it up on the hoist and we can start draining some fluids.
We think that one of the most important features or mods of a four-wheel drive is its reliability, and so we're tackling that first. Dan's picked up a bunch of items that's going to allow us to fully service this car, and after that, it should be super reliable.
Have a good look under this thing. So how cooked is it, boys? It's just dirty.
It's just dirty, yeah. Well, it's better than it was last time we looked because Liam washed it all.
Yeah. I actually didn't do too bad a job.
Well, it's not bad for a second-hand patrol.
Nah.
We knew it wasn't a show car.
We didn't have any time to waste, and so we whipped out the toolkit and got cracking on draining the fluids in the car.
All right, should we drain some other stuff?
Why not?
A lot of these fluids had been replaced by the previous owner not that long ago. However, the car had been sitting still for about 12 months, and so we figured it would be a good idea to replace them all anyway.
It's sloppy. Look at that, mechanical advantage.
Shit.
Should have gotten some rattle can black paint and painted the disc over here.
Aren't we going to paint a smiley face on it or a pumpkin or something?
Oh, yeah.
Surely.
What's something
Pumpkin?
funny?
Like a Halloween pumpkin. Yeah. It's one of those things you're always like, oh, who did this up last? And then you do it up just as tight.
With all our fluids drained, we could put the bungs back in and then we're ready to start filling. We're using a variety of different oils depending on their purpose, all as per the factory recommendations. This should ensure smooth operation of all the gears under the car long into the future.
Buy a Patrol. Spend all your days pumping oil into diffs.
Whilst we had the car up on the hoist, we went to change over the fuel filter. Now, we weren't sure when this was last replaced, so it's good practice just to change it over anyway.
There we go. Well, the fuel that's coming out the other end looks clear, so that's a good thing. That'd be 98 too. Oh, we should be collecting this, Dan. Look at that, new filter.
Fuel delivery is one of the many things that can quickly bring your car to a halt, so a new fuel filter should ensure that we have no issues at all.
Alright, we're in business.
Next on the list of filters is of course the engine oil filter, and a new one of these should ensure clean lubrication of our engine when it's bouncing around in the red line.
Now we get our biggest multi-grips and reef it up as tight as possible, right? I forgot to put Loctite on it.
Whilst we have the car in the air, I have been going around and checking over a few of the suspension components. There are some that need attention, but we'll address these later. Next on the list of fluids to be replaced is the coolant. We want to check the condition of the coolant and the system it came out of, and then we can replace it. Now, if you want to perform a full coolant flush, you can't just drain it out of the radiator. You also have to look for a block drain to remove all the coolant from the engine block as well.
This must be a move of speed.
Definitely not green.
No.
Oh well, that definitely got it all though.
While the car is free of coolant, we're also going to be replacing the radiator hoses. And remember guys, if you can, catch your coolant and dispose of it correctly.
Well, we're getting into the end of the year. It's almost holiday season, and that means it's time for an advent calendar. Now, rather than going and buying a boring old chocolate one that makes you feel gross, why not get a Kincrome advent calendar where you can actually build your own tool set throughout the month of December. That's pretty awesome. Now, if that wasn't awesome enough for an advent calendar, these actually have a bunch of prizes to be won inside them as well. There's actually over $90,000 worth of prizes that you can win in these, and to win, it's pretty simple. All you got to do is find gold. So go through the advent calendar as you open it each day, and if you find gold, you've won. Now, you want to make sure you get onto these quick. They're going to sell out fast, and they're actually on sale now. So you can head on over to Kincrome's website for some more details, and make sure you get your hands on one before Chrissy.
So the plan is all these old parts we're replacing, we're going to give them a quick clean up. They're all in like reasonably good nick, and we're just going to chuck them in the car as spares for the trip.
Look at that.
Genuine, shiny and new. I guess the
Lovely.
bonus is with the genuine one, you've got both sides of the hose and the joiner in the middle, so you're not trying to reuse the old joiner out of that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably
right.
could, but it certainly saves a lot of mucking
Yeah,
around.
stepping around, getting all the orientation right and stuff.
Fan genuine, you know it's actually going to fit.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let's
Very
chuck it
good.
on.
When it comes to servicing your car, if the current items on there such as hoses and belts are already working, you might be tempted not to change them. However, when it comes to doing a big trip like this, it's much better to put on something new prior to the trip that you know will last longer, and then you only have to swap it over in the rare circumstance that it actually breaks. With the car back down on the ground, we went on to tackle any other jobs that needed access from the top, such as the air filter, as well as our top radiator hose and our fan hub.
So the issue is this fan hub has heaps of play in it. It was a little bit noisy, but then, yeah, one of the first things I'd normally check with these is if the fan hub's working, which you should notice if the engine's cold, it should sort of spin fairly freely, which that does. But if it's hot, like once you've got your engine up to temperature, you should feel that fan actually start to have a bit more drag on it. It shouldn't just spin that easily. Which surprisingly this one was actually working, but the bearings that it spins on are obviously had it, yeah, because that's just got heaps of play in it, so
Yeah.
replace that before the fan goes through the radiator.
Mm.
There we go. So that's our fan and viscous hub. So we're going to separate the original fan from that old viscous hub, and we've got the new viscous hub from controller part that'll bolt up to that fan, and it can all go straight back on.
Lovely.
Yeah. Wow.
That's pretty flash.
That is very flash. Too bad it's going to get full of mud.
So we bolted our new viscous hub back to our old fan, and then this whole unit would be ready to go back in the car.
So while we've got the fan off, it's going to be easier to do the belts. You can do them with the fan on, but I figured it's less stuff in the way. So yeah, we've just got 3 belts. You've got your water pump and alternator belt, your power steering belt, and the aircon belt. Look at that.
We easily removed the power steering belt, alternator belt, and the aircon belt. Now with all of them out, we could put in the brand new ones and tension them back up to spec. With the belts all sorted, we could install our new viscous hub and fan.
Got a fresh filter to go in the airbox too. There's our old filter. Pretty dusty and crummy. Oh, lovely.
Look at that. It even comes with a bit of oil on it so it doesn't rust.
I did wipe out the inside, but as long as the inside bit's clean, I guess is the main thing.
Yeah.
It'll be right, it's a patrol.
Look at that.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Seals pretty good. Say that's pretty well sealed. Shall we slot this one back in?
Yeah, I reckon.
Airbox, this car won't know itself. Although, to be fair, the previous owner did service this pretty well.
It seems pretty well.
Yes, it got used as a four-wheel drive, but it was serviced.
Yeah, like that air filter's not horrible. Nothing really has been. Like
Nothing's been bad.
Yeah.
So far we haven't bought a nugget, is what you're saying.
So far, it's good, yeah. Yep. Tick, tick, tick.
The servicing of the car had been going really well, and we were down to our last few fluids before we could start. So in with some fresh coolant and followed up by some fresh engine oil for the TB48, and then we'd be ready to start this thing.
I think we're good to go, Dan. I think we're ready to rock and roll.
That aircon compressor really sounds like shit, hey?
Might have to do something about that.
Yeah.
So apart from the noisy aircon bearing, it all seemed to be running great.
How's that? Still pretty full?
Yeah, staying up there.
Yeah. Chuck the cap on it. Sweet. Oh, you right?
Yep.
Fan there, mate.
Far out. That was closer than I thought. I almost lost a finger. It bites.
Little Mr. Accident prone.
It's angry.
It's angry. You didn't damage the fan, did you?
Oh, I hope not.
There's blood on there.
Iron fingers over here.
Yeah. If only there was some sort of warning sticker that said, fan blade can start at any time. To avoid personal injury, keep hands clear.
I don't know, I must have misjudged.
Yeah.
I think because I did one of them.
They're hard. That's why you always look at it and think, why do they put so many warning stickers on this stuff? But when it's spinning, it's hard to see.
Not once have I ever paid attention to them.
So with all my fingers intact and a fully serviced TB48 Patrol, we're ready to shut the bonnet and pull this thing out of the shed. If you've been enjoying this episode of Kincrome Build Wars and want to see more just like it, make sure to tune into Pooley's build episode tomorrow night on his channel, Uncle Pooley. He's been getting into some awesome work on his engine swapped Toyota 4Runner. You don't want to miss out on it.
So that's the Patrol all serviced, all the fluids, all the serviceable items, belts, hoses, whatever, all fixed. So hopefully it should be a good runner now. Yeah, and then next we get on to the fun part, isn't that right, Dan?
That's it, we can get into some mods, mate.
Yeah, mods. So we've got a few ideas up our sleeves, things we want to do to this car to actually get it, ready for what we plan to do with it. But you'll have to wait to see that in the next build episode, so next week. But yeah, until then, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know what you thought of the car, if you would have bought a Patrol or something different. And yeah, we'll catch you all in the next one.